John, talk about some memories that you had about in Hong Kong with Wong Chock and Wong Leung.
Yeah, that was back in 1980 in the summer. We went to Hong Kong. My first time back, Robert Young wrote me a nice letter and went to see Wong Chock, check out my forms and all that. And then the following night we went over to see Wong Young's class. So we got there early, there were some class students in there. And finally, as the night got on to like 10 o'clock at night, the old masters hadn't seen each other in more than a handful of years. We would sit down across the way, smoking their cigarettes, drinking tea, and Kong, the realtor, spoke good English, was kind of the interpreter. And it was a night I'll never forget because, you know, the guys are just talking the story a long time, and I got bored, so I picked up the pole.
Right.
And Master Wong Chung, hold the pole correctly. Oh, I didn't know it was incorrect, so I put the pole back and sat there, a little surprised. Then there's a pair of swords on Master Wong Young's desk. The two masters are talking, so I grabbed the swords. I thought I'd be showing off at my forms. I've been practicing Wong Chock's 8-section forms. So
Right.
I started performing the swords, and right about section 3, it kind of went quiet, and Master Wong Young was looking. I kept going, you know. Thought I did a pretty good job, and Master Wong Young stands up. No such sections. Wow, I didn't even know he could even speak English. I didn't even know such sections. But the form I just did is Wong Chock sections.
Right.
And he just checked it out. And so I was embarrassed. I put the swords down on the desk and could do nothing but step back onto past the practice floor and just stand around. And the master started getting loud. Back and forth, they were talking. Oh, it was getting loud. Heads are shaking. Cigarettes are jerking around. And so, so they were talking all kinds of stories. Everything from Yip Man's opening days with Sun Sik and forms, and et cetera, et cetera. It came down to the sword, the short swords, the Wu Dip Do, or which the Wing Chun system we commonly called Bat Chang Do. And it was back and forth. Finally, restroom time, you know, too much tea. A con would come over, wow, John, you really stirred up a hornet's nest. Turns out, Yip Man showed a lot of people this 8-section form, and a lot of it was just junk. Got paid good and made them happy, and Shun, and many people were taught that way. And Master Wong Young says he doesn't even know where the name Bat Cham Do came from. It had more than 8 parts, many parts that you could pick out that you had to walk through and slowly reconnect.
Right.
So if you really unfold it out, is you 13, if you go backwards on 1, you can even say 14, but basically 13 parts you'd have to go and pick out. So I said, wow. Wow. So I never heard any of this stuff. I was just shocked. And then they were talking more. Another restroom break, a con comes over. Okay, this is what's happening. Looks like Master Wong Chock, who's junior to Master Wong Young, got the rubbish set. He and his 2 Kung Fu brothers had paid Yip Man big money for small group private lessons. They got 8 forms, and it's garbage. It turns out Yip Man would teach these prescription sets, I'll call it, and some had some good elements, but a lot of it was just garbage. Inside, you could always tell a prescription set they would flip their swords.
Right.
So once you flip the swords, Yip Man knew these guys were talking.
But it looked good, right?
But it looked good and it made perfect sense. And people who don't know, don't know. And don't tell anyone now, because this is my rice bowl, right? Don't share anything. Secret's yours. Well, they don't share. No one knows what's going on. It goes on and on. It was quite a lucrative business. So Yip Man only taught 2 guys, Yip Po Ching, Wong Young, and half to Ho Macau. So Wong Chock was just distraught. He was, oh, well, I'm going to have to write a letter to Moya and Chao Chi Chun. Tell them, come back, we got to, Master Wong Young's going to show us how to redo it.
Right.
So he's supposed to send the letter off. I don't think he ever got the letter off because Wong Chock had a stroke the following year and didn't get anything off. So that's unfortunate. So he said, come, Kong comes over. Master Wong says you come back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. He's going to help you fix up your dough form. I got there at 10 o'clock next day and he said, oh, Master Wong, I can't stay. Come back after work, 3 or 4 o'clock. I forget what it was. It's been so many years ago. And then my chief instructor, Yun Kong, will fix up your swords. So I was there. Come back. And that's the first time. So I became the first student of Yun Kong's how to teach swords. I was the guy who had to learn the hard way.
Wow.
Sometimes as a guinea pig, getting hit and all that. Finding, yeah. So it was quite an interesting experience, but it broadened my horizons, and now to this day, I keep all those sections, you know. And what was neat was the 8-touch drills. That's where it probably came from. 8 timing touches or applications of the parallel chopping swords.
Oh,
They're
those
timing
8 slashes, I thought it was.
Not no, they're touches, certain
wow.
touches, you know. Yeah. In a form, there's more than just they got stabbing,
Right.
slashes. Sure.
Cool.
So it broadened my horizons. So then, in a nutshell, in a few minutes, I've told the story so many times. So that's my account.
Oh, thank
So
you.
hopefully we can keep that recorded someday for the future references. Okay.